Can you please elaborate some of the punishments given in hell? I have tried to avoid going to hell. I got a chance a couple of times. Sometimes I find that it is not difficult to go to hell because we can make a hell of our life right here. Many of us are living in hell. And our experiences with people, experiences with close relations can be hellish. And I sometimes wonder about a special relationship. And I read a story this morning which said that a man went to a wizard and he said, I have a curse upon me. And can you remove the curse? The wizard said, if you can remember the exact words of the curse, maybe I can try to remove it. So the man said, I can remember those words of the curse. It said, I pronounce you man and wife. You can know. Now, people by mistake have visited hell. There was a lady, and her name was Bibi Rakhi, a disciple of Great Master. Bibi Rakhi was in the Dera and was a very advanced soul. And she was flying up in the skies and was having higher experiences all the time. And there are two stories of her, two episodes of her, which I remember because she was our neighbor. In the Dera we had a house and her house was just next to us. A little small rooms, but it was like our house there. And she was very fond of me. In fact, she died in my house later on when I was working for government. She had beautiful experiences. And I'll tell you two of her experiences. One was that one day she started screaming. And we tried to open a door. She wouldn't open the door and she was screaming. Ultimately, we had to break the door because we could hear her screaming. We said, this is such a peaceful, calm lady. Something must have happened drastically bad that she's screaming today. So we broke the door and she was screaming inside. But she was sitting like in a lotus position, like she was meditating and screaming. So we ran to the Great Master's house and told her that Bibi, that lady is screaming. He said, I'll come there quickly. So he went there and we all tried to stop the Bibi from screaming. She wouldn't listen. Then the Great Master went there and she says, Bibi, why are you screaming? And she said, I am in hell. He said, why did you go to hell? She said, out of curiosity. He said, I told you, it is not necessary to go into curiosity like this. You should not have gone there. You should have stayed with me. Why did you run aside to the... Just wanted to see what is happening there. And that's what she described. She said, they are hanging people upside down and burning them. I can see the fire, they're burning them. They're cutting people to pieces. They're causing so much pain. It is such terrible sight. I am crying for that. And Great Master said, are they hurting you? She said, no, they're not hurting me. Then why are you crying? Because I can't stand the pain that they are suffering. So she described a very bad image of the hell where torture was going on in such bad way. And that's the description she was giving while she was there. Then Great Master said, now come out of this hell. She says, Master, I don't know how to come out. I'm trapped myself here. He said, repeat the 5 words I gave you as Simran. Master, at this horror, I've forgotten the words. He said, can you hear my voice? She said, yes, I can hear your voice. Okay, follow my voice and keep coming out as I speak to you. And shortly she opened her eyes, put her head on his feet and said, never again will I try that kind of an experience out of curiosity. So I'm only mentioning that there are people who had those experiences, very terrible experiences. Punishment in hell can be quite bad. but so can the pleasures of hell be great too. So it's all based upon pairs of opposites. The second experience I was going to tell you about that baby was that she used to meditate for long periods. And one day, when she was going to her house, into that house, she stepped over a piece of gur or jaggery. You know, brown sugar. There are some pieces we eat as they are in India. And she put her foot on that, and this little sugar stuck to her feet. And she went in and was meditating. She didn't open the door for 2 days. So we got worried that she might have died inside. And there was a doctor. Her name was Dr. Shakuntala in Kapurthala. And that doctor loved Great Master, but didn't believe any word of his teachings. She said it goes against all medical science that she has learned. Whatever they say is all made up by the mind. It's only hallucination. It's all just created by the mind, by illusions, and there's no reality in any higher stages, and so on. So Dr. Shakuntala would come and see Great Master often. Now when this lady went and did not open the door, we pushed the door open again. The second incident that I remember of this kind. And there she was in meditation, quietly, and there were ants going to the place where the sugar was. They were eating up the sugar and they were eating up the heel. And half the heel had been eaten up by those insects. And she was still meditating. We were so shocked. And we called Great Master. Master, Bibi is sitting with her heel being eaten up by ants. And she's not even waking up. Great Master came and saw. He said, call Dr. Shakuntala. Let her see her. So a car was sent and Dr. Shakuntala came in about an hour or 45 minutes. And Great Master said, Doctor, examine this patient. The doctor said, this is terrible. She is in a state of coma right now. Because there's no way that she could stay in a conscious state with this going on. And she is in a very deep coma. And the Great Master said, in deep coma, do you still retain the same reflexes and do you still retain the same vital functions? She said, no, they are all lowered. They are all diminished. Even reflexes are diminished. He said, will you check her vital signs? And she put her stethoscope and she checked. She said, the heart beat is fine, breathing is fine, all vital signs are fine, blood pressure is fine. And what about the reflexes? So she took out little hammer. She hit there and she said, all reflexes are fine. And then Great Master said, then how do you say she's in a coma? And he said, because she's unconscious. In spite of this kind of injury to her heel, and we can see so much injured, and she's unaware of it, it has to be deep coma. He said, no, doctor, she's traveling in the higher regions. She's right now gone into Khand Brahmand and is having a great ride there. And the doctor said, Master, I love you, but this is no time for jokes. This is time to take this patient to the best hospital you can. I don't think she will survive. You better take her immediately. Even my small hospital cannot take care of her. You take her to Lahore, which is a bigger hospital, and she should be removed immediately. You should call an ambulance or take her in your car. Great Master said, but I think she is enjoying her ride. I can call her and tell you. He said, how can you call her to tell me about it? So Great Master turned to the Bibi and said, Bibi, come out. And Bibi opened her eyes, put her head on the weed. Tell us what you were seeing. She said, I was flying in such beautiful places. And that's what I was seeing. She began to describe the whole causal plane. And then, after that, Dr. Shakuntala became his disciple. Otherwise, he never believed in these things. That one case made it. I thought I might share this story with you. Thank you.